Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Babylonius from PeakofSerenity.com. Here with another commentary video. This time it is Heroic Tichondrius. This is a fight that really fits very well for the Windwalker's toolkit. There's a lot of ads and a lot of stuff, especially in the bat phases, that you can really get a lot of cleave damage on. So I'll show you that when we go through. For Heroic, the strategy we used, we put the people with the Carrion Plague out. I think that's what it's called, out on the right so we wouldn't cleave. You can save up your Storm, Earth, and Fire to kill these Bloods, get a lot of extra damage on the Bloods. Just make sure that you're not really hurting your single target boss damage and stuff like that. So really, this part is a pretty straightforward fight. You can save up a cooldown like Strike of the Windlord or Fist of Fury for when the Blood spawn, just to try and get a little bit of that extra cleave damage. During this phase, you can use something like Diffuse Magic to stay on the boss a little bit longer. Touch of Karma will also soak a pretty decent amount of this damage, so you can kind of stay on the boss and just use Touch of Karma to kind of redirect that. But this phase is pretty straightforward. It gets a little hectic. We have a lot of melee in our raids, so the Carrion Swarm gets a little crazy, so it doesn't hurt to, if that's the case for you as well, it doesn't hurt to save up a cooldown. Like as you can see, I almost died there because there were people stacked up behind me. I was not very good at this fight at the beginning, so this was really like our first or second kill. We didn't get a lot of pulls, especially on Heroic, so it wasn't relatively difficult fight. So I didn't learn a lot of these tricks, like just kind of standing wherever. But as you can see there, I popped Touch of Karma just to make sure that I lived, and still almost died. So it really does a lot of damage if you're getting hit a bunch of times. And then here you're going to want to stay behind. Make sure if you're behind, you use things like Flying Serpent Kick or Chi Wave to keep your buff up, your hit combo buff. But this phase, this bat phase, is really where Windwalkers make their bones. And as you'll be able to see, I was exceptionally terrible at this. But basically, you're going to want to make sure you have Storm, Earth, and Fire up, so you can tag just all these ads. If you look down at the damage meters, you'll see Dangles, who was blowing up these ads quite well. You're going to want to try and get the buff and stuff. As you can see, I was exceptionally terrible on a Heroic kill at it. But you're going to want to save up as much energy and as much chi as possible going into that phase. It's very awesome if you have Drinking Horn cover for that extended Storm, Earth, and Fire time. But then you want to use Storm, Earth, and Fire and just let them go bananas on the ads. Really, your priority is to just kind of keep them hitting the ads, as well as stacking up, so you want to keep using Tiger Palm and Blackout Kick on the ads, and just pump out as much spinning crane kicks as you possibly can. So that's going to be very important for really padding on that phase as much as you can. And I believe we'll get another bat phase during this fight on Heroic. So you're going to want to save up your cooldowns and stuff like that. If you're using Energizing Elixir, which you should be, you're going to want to save it up for then, to make sure you're really getting the most possible spinning crane kicks. You can also use Dave, the Ox statue, and put him in the middle, which will help all the bats kind of group up for you. Makes it very nice for hitting them with spinning crane kick or Fist of Fury. Strike of the Windlord, all those AoE things, you're going to want to try and get as much out of those as you can while the ads are, while the bats are there. You can pretty easily get up close to 15 or so stacks, maybe higher if your raid is slower with killing them. Depending on how much cleave. We have a lot of cleave and AoE in our guild. So, you want to make sure you get that buff. It's a 30% damage increase, so it really is a ton of damage that you're going to want to get. This second phase is pretty much identical to the first, really, for melee, so there's not much to talk about. And really the biggest part of the fight for a Windwalker is going to be that bat phase. You're just kind of trying to maintain yourself, until there. So as you can see, this time I started with a charge of Storm, Earth, and Fire and some extra chi. I still get stunned because I'm terrible. But try not to get stunned. Try to grab the little purple ball to get the buff as quickly as you can. Because really, there are very few specs that are as good at killing as many bats as possible as Windwalkers. If you check out our Mythic kill, you'll be able to see, or even look down at the damage meters now, you can see that Dango really blows them up quite well. He's always been a better AoEer than I am. But really that phase is where the majority of your damage is going to come from. So you're going to want to make sure you have Storm, Earth, and Fire up, make sure you have Energizing Elixir, and go into that with as much chi and energy as possible so that you can just pump out as much spinning crane kicks as humanly possible, or as Pandarenly possible, or whatever race you play, even though it should be Panda. But yeah, this fight really, outside of maximizing the bats, is not a very difficult fight. There's just a lot of things that can kill you, so very liberal use of your defensive cooldowns, and Touch of Karma can be very useful. And then, like I said, just saving your cooldowns for those bats. If you're lucky enough here to get some extra blood time on the inside. Eventually we got to the point where we're just leaving the bloods in there and cleaving them down quickly. It's a pretty decent fight. It's just about the best fight for Windwalkers because of the bat phase. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoy the fight, and how strong Windwalkers can be on it. I'll pause it right there because it's nothing really else going on. But I hope this answers more questions than it creates, and it helps you understand the fight a little bit better. I'm not sure if I missed anything. I did just wake up, so if I did, then I apologize. But you can check out my other videos, like, comment, and subscribe to this one. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put on videos. I have video guides. All my kill videos go up and stuff like that. So if you like this content, if you like the other content, like my podcasts, written stuff, then support me and the other authors at PeakofSerenity.com. You can support us through Patreon or PayPal. It really helps us keep doing the stuff that we're doing. The site really just got off the ground, so any support we get is going to help kind of continue the momentum and build the momentum, especially going towards going through 7.2 and into 7.25 and Tomb and stuff in the future. So thank you very much for watching and supporting us if you do. And until next time, good luck.